I'm a foreigner in my own country, in my own native land. Right? I'm Thai, but I don't speak the language. Sometimes some of the customs, right, or the traditions, very alien to me. And then in Thailand, there's a matter of hierarchy, that Wunpi, Wunang system. I don't see that in America. But in Thailand, it's still very much existent. I'm not used to people calling me P. Sandy. It makes me feel very old. So I have to familiarize myself again to learn the process of being Thai. I'm still very young. I still have a lot to learn. I'm going to let life go at its own pace. When I was young, I was pretty energetic. I was pretty rebellious, pretty naughty. I was always making up to no good. Loved to make pranks. I would consider myself the class clown because I love to have fun, you know. I'm very mischievous by nature. I like to pull pranks on people. But even though it's sometimes a bit too far, there was one time that I cut my friend's shirt with a scissor, and then, you know, my parents scolded me. At first, I didn't like reading. I thought reading was like rudimentary, boring. It's something you had to do for school. I just kind of forced myself to read. I didn't just my parents buy me books, you know, books about history, books about military, planes, trains, everything. I mean, in like one or 2 hours, I could finish a book that's like 600 pages. I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm in a hurry or not, but I process things faster than everybody else. I think my dad is like a natural reader. He reads a lot of stuff. He's a very knowledgeable person, so I kind of got that from him. When I was young, all the books I read were mostly history, especially military warfare. I read about battles in history, World War I, World War II. So I guess that kind of originated from that. I knew that I wanted to pursue history. I wasn't interested in math. I wasn't interested in like other subjects. It didn't really captivate me. It's the only thing I was really concentrated on. I think it's not about remembering dates. I mean, in school you had to remember dates and everything, never remember why this happened. I think for me, it's about explaining the relationship between ourselves and the world. You know, it's how we see the world and other people, and our communities, our societies, our groups. I feel like it isn't much about the event itself. I think it's more about the whys, the how this event came about, and who did it affect. I think the who is important, because for one particular event, one particular singularity, it could affect many people. Like a war affects many people. Refugees, the military, you know, the common people, politicians. Everybody has different stakeholders in one event, a lot of different investors. I think a lot of people fixate on economic cost, the political capital. I think the human cost is the most important. I think the human cost is what teaches us empathy. I think it teaches us not to forget. A lot of history books just disregard that. It is better not to learn just history itself on its own. It's better to like bring in other topics as well, like sociology, political science, ecology, economics. You can situate it with any other topic, and it'll be more effective that way. I think it creates open-mindedness. I think it forces people to think outside the box. I confront there's a different perspective outside ours. There's other people that have different opinions, different approaches, but we respect that. We have different interpretations, and we just try to listen to each other, try to come to a consensus. I think the problem is nowadays in society, people argue all the time to win. My opinion is better than yours, but we shouldn't do that. We should only talk to other people, to listen to their opinion, to make them feel heard, to understand where they're coming from. You might not like the other person, but you have to tolerate their opinion. Thai history, huh? I would say the last 10 years, important. I mean, as this election has shown, it's time for change. We can't stay with the same old thing forever. And in the last 10 years, we just saw a period of military coup, and we didn't see any change at all. It was still the same old thing. And I think that's what the people want. People want change. People want something in their lives. They want a better standard of living. They want some positivity. They want to see some upturn in their lives. So that's why they voted for Cao Glai this election. Since the coup, I always have been trying to be politically quiet. I wasn't trying to be involved in politics. But now this election, I feel like I have to make my voice, you know, I feel like I have to do something to effect change in Thailand. I feel like that's my right as a citizen. It's everybody's duty. We should make our voice heard. We can't just wait to our politicians to figure everything out. We should make everything clear. I feel everything really good momentum. I feel like there's some change that needs to be happen, right? But that can't happen it has to happen from the ground up. And we can't do that without the people. The people's will needs to be respected. I think history makes me more emotional than ever. I think, I think reflecting back to the past 10 years makes me more emotional. I think we've come a long way we as a people, to see all this change happening, all this political energy, the people translating the vote, the ones that make the voice heard, they want to change some social impact. So then it's something that makes me very proud and very, I never thought 10 years later we'll be having Gao Gai, the likes of Pheu Thai Gao Gai here. We're still standing here, and that's got to count for something. So I think this book, I've probably read it a dozen times. The Alchemist. It's about identity, discovering yourself, going on a journey, soul searching. I kind of relate to it. I'm still very lost in my life. I'm still trying to find out what I'm doing, what I can do, and what potential I have. And this is my dad recommended this book, Nonviolence Communication. I was going through a personal time in my life, going through heartbreak. So this book helped me overcome it. It also teaches about empathy and like how our actions, our words have weight on other people. So it really made me aware of like how I talk to other people, how I treat other people. This one here, Barry Bangkok. I got this book I was working as an intern for a journalism course in English. It's really giving me a lot of details about Bangkok, the inner workings of Bangkok, culture-wise. Because I feel like, for me, I'm a foreigner in my own country, in my own native land. I'm Thai, but I don't speak the language. Sometimes some of the customs, or the traditions, very alien to me. So I have to familiarize myself again. I have to practice this and beliefs. I have to learn from the ground up again. To learn the process of being Thai. I think Thai people are very formal compared to the West. And then in Thailand, it's a matter of hierarchy, like formality, like seniority, that Wun Pi, Wun Nang system. I don't see that in America, but in Thailand, it's still very much existent. I'm not used to it, I'm not used to people calling me P. Sandy. It makes me feel very old. People asking me in the past few months, you want to run for politics? I don't know. I mean, I've entertained thoughts about running for politics, especially like Saw. I'm not the age yet, but why not? I'll leave the door open. Politics is all about growth, how you grow as a person. I think my dad as a politician has grown tremendously over the past 15 years. From the time that he was the deputy transport minister in 2012, he was very inexperienced. He didn't know how to write a speech. He didn't know anything about politics. And then he just grew as a person. You grow older and older and wiser. All of Thailand as well. The Thai people, our perspectives change. We expose ourselves to different perspectives, and our values change. My motivations, my motives, and my aspirations change. For a long time, I always wanted to be a journalist, but I realized that it wasn't to my liking. So I just realized that I still have a lot to learn. I'm still very young. I think I say this for the case of people in my age. They feel very pressured by society. Everybody feels rushed. By the age of 25, we have to get a job. By the age of 30, we have to get married. It puts out sort of deadlines. So I don't feel very constricted by that. I think being rigid is something I can't handle. I need to be free. I don't want to be like a caged bird too long. I'm going to let life go at its own pace. Because, as long as the caged bird sings, you can't really get out of your own comfort zone. But, all this sort of stuff makes me feel very privileged. I know that I have a tremendous amount of privilege. And it's been that my whole life. I live in Lavender Field. I think the thing about me is that I'm aware of it. I'm trying to do better than that. Not just me, but the people around me, the people in my lives.